What up, man? Peace.
What's up, bro? How you?
How you doing? Good to see you.
Good to see you as well, my friend. I'm chilling.
Good.
Everything good over here, man. How's the
Good.
family?
Everybody's good. Everybody's good. Can't complain. Kids being kids. Summer's being summer. I'm trying to enjoy it a little bit and just trying to just really enjoy myself this summer and be outside a lot. So that's what it's been working. So
Not mad, brother.
yeah,
All's
yeah.
well.
So no, it's everything's good though. I'm glad we were able to do this with your busy schedule and our busy schedules. So um, let's jump right into it because I guess I got a hard stop at 9:30.
We good,
But,
brother. We
but
good, man.
let's get into it, man. Everybody, this is episode 14 of Talking Crazy. My name Jamal. It's like Jamal, but with a T. You got your man A plus here, Souls of Mischief, Hieroglyphics, Oakland, California. Um, and thank you again for always rocking with us. Yo, so this is our monthly, we try to make it a monthly build on mental health related topics. This is just two friends talking about issues really. And that's really what it comes to. I mean, a lot of people, men, women, people of color, most people don't talk about this stuff enough. So we decided to use our platforms to talk about things that we don't talk about enough. So why don't you tell us, hey, what this show is not? Yeah.
This show is not professional advice. We are not doctors. We don't have any medical or psychological PhDs. We are just shooting the stuff, man. We're just chopping it up and trying to bring awareness. And there's been more awareness in the last 5, 10 years to the topic of mental health in our community. And we just try to touch on it here and build. We try to share our experiences and learn from others' experiences as well. We're not the authority on anything here. You take what you can if you get anything from it. And yeah, so if you hear us say something that you don't agree with, we're not authorities. We have these are just opinions, and we're just here to build.
Yeah, as we say, take what you want, leave the rest, and yeah, just here to build it. And if we do have some expertise or something in a certain area, we'll certainly share that, so you can understand where we're coming from. But we're trying to grow as well. So that's the bottom line. So
Yes,
uh,
sir.
do not fucking hold on, B. This shit crazy, son. Oh,
Well,
I was looking at the wrong show. All right. Yeah, so let's get into it.
yeah, I didn't get the email
Oh, you
either.
didn't get you on your computer now or no?
Yeah, I'm on it.
I want to send it to you right now. Oh,
Yes, sir.
it said share.
I
Yeah.
I don't see it, bro.
All
I
right,
don't
now,
see them. I don't see it in my inbox.
damn, that's Dookie Juice. I'm looking right at it. All right, hold on.
Let's see here.
Man, I'll send it again.
Yeah,
Oh, good. Technology.
gotta love it.
Yeah, I mean, or hate it. It's a love hate.
I got it now.
Oh, bet. I don't know.
Oh,
Whatever. We're
all
good.
right, all right, all right.
But my bad, yo. I apologize for that. I don't know
No,
why,
no, no problem, good
but
brother.
we're good. So, you're a freestyler, so you can.
Yeah, I was freestyling, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
I was freestyling.
So everybody, this is a structured build. As you see in the top, the caption is mental. The title is mental health. We're talking tonight, and this is our specific stuff we're talking about here. So please try to keep your comments, questions, to things related to that. At the end of the show, we will, as always, we try to catch up with A, and he lets us know what's going on and stuff like that. So we'll talk a little before we get off. But this show has a particular purpose. So let's get into it. This has been on my mind for a while. I told you in the text message the other day, and something I deal with frequently. I think a lot of people do. We're gonna get into dealing with shoulds, right? I should be like this. I should do this. I should have done that. I didn't. It's almost regrets, right? But shoulds. We did a show on regrets. Shoulds. Um, I should be like this person. I should have done this. All those types of things, right? And so that's what I want to get into because that's something that, for me personally, just to open it up, it's like it's a challenge for me because I don't know if it's I'm not big in the horoscope, but I fit the Gemini thing. And so like I'm a workaholic, but I also like to play and I also like to enjoy myself and live life. And so I struggle with personally sometimes like I push and push and push. I got 3, 4 shows, CTC, we're doing this, life, work, kids, this project, that project, family. I struggle with like taking breaks sometimes, even though I do them. I'll be like, ah, fuck it, I ain't doing this shit today. But then I beat myself up after, or I'm like, or like my wife and I are trying to we started a business recently, and but I made a decision this summer because Pittsburgh winters are crazy. I made a decision this summer to say I want to get outside more, and my wife and I were like, we want to be on the boat more, we want to kayak and do all this shit. So I've been wrestling with that versus like, oh, I should be working on the website. I should be doing this. I should be getting video or getting this shot for this or that. And so that's been the challenge for me. It's always a challenge for me, but that's why I wanted to get into that because then when we fall short, there's a bunch of repercussions. That's where I want to set it off. So if you want to take it from where you want to go from there, but that's kind of the origin for everybody of where this topic and what this topic is and where it's coming from.
Yeah, man. I'm sure it's a common thing that everybody goes through. Like, I guess, and like you were saying earlier, it kind of ties into regrets too, or it can tie into regrets if you're talking about things y'all should have done in the past.
Right.
The one thing that gets caught up with mental health is if you're just running in place. If you're just like, I should be doing this, I should be doing this, and I should be doing this, and you're not really getting anything accomplished, just kind of running in place, that's an easy way to fry yourself. It's a little bit different than if you're actually, just a really hard worker and you're trying to accomplish a whole lot of goals all at once and you're chipping at everything, but you're making progress. That's more like, that's how you are. The first person I described isn't you so much, but like you're doing a lot of things, but you're successfully doing a lot of things. I guess the mental health part comes in is how does the person balance that, depending on who you are. Some people can juggle a whole bunch of things. Some people can multitask. Some people are just hyper focused on one thing. Whichever kind of person you are, there has to be, I guess, some kind of honest talk with like how you treat yourself with the things that you should be doing. Now, me personally, if I can be like, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. I'm a really active person, so I'm similar to you. So, but it doesn't really bother me if I have things kind of laid out and kind of plan. I have to plan ahead and organize things. But the shoulds that bother me are the things that I should be doing that I'm not.
Right.
Like for instance, a good example is taxes, right? That's a big ass thing. And whenever whenever I'm like backed up or I'm getting close to the date and I'm like, I should have done that. I should have done that. I only got a month left, or I should be doing that. Those are the things that bother me more than having a lot of things that I'm actually chipping at and getting stuff done. Only the things that I'm not doing that I should be doing
Yeah,
are the
well,
things
that's part of my situation.
that bother me.
That's part of it too for me. I mean, for instance, I'm the least active I've been in my entire life from like a physical standpoint. I mean, I'm typically either like b-boying, running or something, basketball or whatever. But I'm at this point right now, and this is when I really need to be active as I'm getting older. And so like this is the least, and so I've been crushing myself for like not working out. You know what I'm saying? So that's a perfect example.
Yeah,
So
yeah, exactly. I think if you're an active person, and you're doing a lot, if you're beating yourself up for doing a lot, well, that's a whole nother issue in itself, right? Like that's like an overworker, somebody who just works all the time and doesn't know how to stop to their own detriment, and they're always saying I can do more when they're literally beating themselves to death working. I guess a lot of our conversations, a lot of the topics that we have here, they kind of all weave together, and they all tie. And I guess the topic of mental health itself, a lot of things fall under the umbrella. But one thing that we always come back to is balance. You have to have some kind of balance. You have to do introspection and take a good look at yourself to see, like, am I doing too much? Am I not doing enough? And be honest.
right.
And those are the ways to relieve. I mean, I personally use to kind of relieve the stress of those situations. Like, man, I need to be doing this, man, bro. But are you doing it or are you not doing it? Because if you are doing it, don't beat yourself up and plan accordingly and get to it. On the other hand, don't beat yourself up if you're not doing something. Just do it so you don't have to do this. And these are the self speak conversations and the self reprogramming conversations that once we detect a habit in ourselves that we want to change, or a focus that we want to dial into, we have to constantly make it a habit to just be like, yo, don't beat yourself up, just do it. Like me personally, and getting older and in my age, I don't consider myself old at all. A younger person would think differently, but just seriously, just literally getting older, with so many more responsibilities and so many more endeavors, I have to plan stuff out. I have to approach things like, I mean, there is such thing as being spontaneous and just doing stuff, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like structured life shit. And I have to plan things out. I have a calendar, reminders, alerts. Like that's the only way. If you want to do a lot of things, especially in today's modern era where you can get so much more done than you could in the past, like with computers and technology and blah blah blah. We all know. If I'm a person that wants to accomplish my goals and accomplish all of my endeavors, I literally have to have the calendar. I have to have the alerts. I have like alerts on the stock market for buy positions and sell positions. I mean, just all
my alerts
coming from.
Alerts got alerts, yo. I've literally written notes to myself to set an alert for something later or do something. You know what I'm saying? So I completely feel you. One of the things that you were saying, brought this up for me. I'm really impatient and I've been working on it my entire life, so I'm impatient with myself, of course, right? So I think, and so this is where I help with my wife, and sometimes taking a step back. You made a good point. Kind of looking at the situation. I may be doing something, and I'm just not where I want to be with it. But then, you know what I'm saying? But I'm still doing it. I'm still moving forward. I've done a lot, but I can't see it because I'm in the thick of it. And wifey's like, yo, you just built a website like in like a week and did this and took a class and picked your daughter, took her there and went to lacrosse, field hockey practice and did this and that. And we went here and we went to New York and you booked a trip for us and we did this and you paid the bill. She's like, you do a lot. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you got to, I'll say for me, I need to step out and look at myself and be like, fuck yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, man, I'm doing this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? So, but going back to this really being patient, like, yo, I'll be like, that's something I'm really working on because when I'm patient, then I'm able to, if someone said, give myself credit, I'm able to take a step back. I'm able to look at the whole situation. But when I think, again, I should be somewhere based on, some stuff. And so then, all right, so let's go to the show.
Yeah, I want to touch on that. Stick a pin though. I have the exact same issue. I'm majorly impatient. Was kind of just born that way. Not in a way to where like hurry up or like. I mean, I'm mad impatient. Not in a way to where like I'm rushing everybody all the time or nothing like that. But if we're all doing something and you lagging, I'm gonna talk to you about it. Or even with myself, like. I have the same issue with long goals. Like, let me frame it like this. This is something my girl always says to me. She was like, you have to remind yourself to take the small victories, just like how you said, pat yourself on the back, because I don't consciously do that. I look at something as started and finished, and if it ain't finished, I'm finishing it. I'm actively finishing it. And it's hard to really, stop and be like, there's little victories along the way and accomplishments along the way towards that larger goal, which I do normally have planned out, but I don't look at it like, oh, I did that. Oh, let's get out the champagne or whatever. I don't drink champagne, but whatever. There's no celebration for me. And just like in the last few years of I want to say the last 5 years of my life, I've been really, really working on curbing that impatience, that that wanting to be done, that like, because I'm just at it all the time, and sometimes you just it'll get frustrating that it's not done even while I'm en route or in motion. Like nothing's slowing it down, but actual time that it takes to do things. Right. But you know, that's we all have the things we have to learn, and as impatient people, that's something I have in common with you. It's like I have to learn to step back and you know, the milestones. I don't be tripping off milestones. I be tripping off the finish line. And what I had to learn is, bruh, check your milestones, bruh. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that I just wanted to comment on what you said.
Appreciate you adding on, and that's like, you know what I'm saying, it's a marathon, not a sprint. I mean, a lot of these things are, right, and life be lifing. So like, you know what I'm saying. So as you're going along doing what you're doing, meanwhile, you know what I'm saying, you blow out a tire, and now you know you got to go deal with this, or you a couple of years ago or whatever, you got an accident. You know what I mean? Like these things, right? As you're going along and stuff like that. So you know that is, it's like it is important to look at the milestones. You know what I'm saying? Because something I've been working on projects for a couple of years now. It's like, yo, I'm also dad, this person, that person to like other, you know. So it's like, you know, it's important to take, but that requires like taking a step back, like you're saying, as we always say, you know what I mean? As we always say, like the conversations we have with ourselves, right? I mean, that's where
the honest conversations,
right.
And you know, these things aren't rocket science, right? Looking from the outside, anyone would agree that like, yeah, you need to do that. But everybody knows what it's like inside their own life when it's not that simple.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when a lot of stuff's going on and this and this and that, it's easy. It's easy for someone to just be like, yeah, you just need to. But ultimately, the person has to step outside of the war pit and look at things from an overview and relax a little bit and take things into consideration.
Word. Salute everybody in the chat, man. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate the positive comments and everything, positive feedback. We really
Thank
do.
you.
This is something that's very important to us. As I always say, I mean, like it ain't about, it's way bigger than hip hop. Like this is the most important show, from my opinion, that I do. Most important stuff that I talk about, and when I do, you know. So thank you guys for being here. So what I wanted to get into was, I was talking to the Shrinky Dink on this, and he brought this up to me. He was like, well, we're, you know, exact same mission. He was like, where do you think that comes from? And he was like, we both came to the conclusion, you know, other people. A lot of the shoulds aren't even ours. They're placed on us by other people growing up. I mean, parents. You know, again, we always say there's no manual for fucking parenting, and even the ones that are bullshit. So, like I had some. So, but no, like so. We get some of the shits from our parents, caregivers, or whatever. People are trying their best, but we get some shit there. You know what I mean? And then talked about. So there's two things I wanted to get to as far as origins, and maybe if others have origins too. You guys have origins. Others expectations. So other people putting the shoulds on us, and then comparing ourselves to other people are two major things that can bring about a lot of shoulds. And I'm really good at I'm pretty good at not comparing myself to other people, but I do feel like yes, some things may have been trickled down over the decades from family and shit. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, it's no. We talk about it all the time. There's no secret that we get a lot of bad information growing up from all of our sources. Whether we get some bad information from our parents, you know, God bless them. Whether we get some bad information from teachers, that's rampant. Whether we get bad bad information from police interactions, you know, bad interactions from just being who you are in life, like getting followed around the store. If you get followed around the store as a young kid, person of color, you know, that tells you something, and you grow up thinking a certain thing. I mean, we just get a lot of bad information and we end up putting it on ourselves. And what the main thing is, we're not really taught how to go through this information. At no time in our young lives are there any institutions or anything that really gives you any kind of lowdown on how to deal with what's in your head with mental health. You know, the fact that we're talking about it right now, talking about it's like only been the last half decade where people even really talk out loud about it in our culture. That's crazy in itself. It's been hundreds of years. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
So yeah, I mean, so we get we end up being adults and we're in the life trying to figure it out. And
And
yeah, man.
how
So,
long did it take us to get to this point? We're in our late 40s, right? Or like 50,
bruh,
to even like get to the point where we're talking about this shit. It's it's hilarious.
bruh. Yeah, it took a lot of fucking up, man. it took a combination of messing up and surviving. A combination of those things, and here I am much later. There are things that you'll know in your head that make sense, but experience wise, they don't apply to whatever situation you're in when you're younger. There are things I've figured out at the age I'm at now that I knew when I was younger, but you just don't see those dimensions then because of the limited wealth of experience. I think it really just takes scrubbing
Yeah.
a whole lot, and and scrubbing enough to where you don't kill yourself, but you get to the point where you want to start figuring stuff out. For me, like you brought up the other day, the other moment, when I got into the accident, completely sober, right? Had not been drinking, had been probably some years at that point, or maybe over a year. But first big accident, smacked my car, man. I smacked it bad,
Mhm.
and it was I hopped out that shit unscathed, right? And from that moment on, I just been like I gotta go hard on everything I do. Like not like I didn't go hard before that, but I have to go ham hard on that to the point to where like I had to like realize that to slow down on that way of thinking because I was taking it a little too far because of the trauma from the wreck and stuff. And I just bring that up to be like it's things that'll happen in the second portion of somebody's life that'll be the catalyst to be like, oh, I need to really be doing things a different way.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, and going back real quick to this thing about others' expectations and stuff, and the stuff being placed on us. Well, all the bad information and stuff we're getting from family, friends, and stuff growing up. The crazy thing about that is just like we're almost helpless at that time because we're just getting what if you go to school and you learn something, or you go if you're with your parents or whomever's raising you, you're in at their mercy, right? So it's almost like I feel like we almost have to undo as adults. The average person, I don't know, has to undo like so much shit from before, like regardless of who you are, because it's just like you were taught some stuff, and yeah, people got it wrong. Like you know what I mean? It's like
Absolutely.
your parents might be helping with you with that shit, and they're like, I don't know what the fuck this is, man. What this math is, like, whatever. You go to school, like this shit wrong, like some shit, like so, like it wasn't perfect. So like I feel like there's an undo, like you said, there's an undoing, rewiring, 30s, 40s, like
Yeah.
if forever, really,
Yeah.
forever,
Yeah. No, it's
forever.
forever. But yeah, once that light switches though, forever is like a real thing though. Once at least for me, like when I hit a certain age, and you look at mortality different, and you're like, okay, I literally have like God willing, this much time, and just put you in gear a little bit more. The freedom of youth. It's amazing. I mean, yeah, sometimes I'm like, how did I survive that? I was like wilding for mad years. Like in my teenhood, all throughout my young adulthood, all the way up to my 40s, wilding. And like you said, we have a lot of stuff to undo, right? I, my parents did the best job they could. They were immigrants. They were winging it, and I had a lot of love. I didn't grow up without love. But the damage I did to myself going into the world unprepared, that's what I got to undo now. It starts with bad information when you're young, and I'm not blaming this on my parents. I'm talking about all that shit we were talking about. And then we go into the world trying to make sense with our bad information and make a shit ton of mistakes. And God willing, if we survive, then you end up like looking like us, talking about, man, ooh, let's get it. I'm
Right.
glad I survived all that.
Yeah.
Man, I must got They talk about 9 lives, boy. I got 99 lives, boy.
Word. I feel you, man. Like, and yeah, no, I was wilding right there with you on opposite coasts, like causing havoc. You know what I mean? And
Man,
I wouldn't change it for the world. I mean, because I took my lumps and it taught me a lot of things. And so I mean, it is what it is. But we grew from it. We came out of it. So that's always
wouldn't change a second of
nah.
any of it, because
In
you
the end,
know
it's about the fourth quarter comeback, man. You know what I mean? It's about like that's how I look at it. It's like I just recently caught up with a friend of mine. We lost contact. My best friend from 30 years ago, and
wow.
we reconnected like it was nothing. But while we were apart, we were both living almost parallel lives and both kind of like wild out, doing the same shit and stuff like that. And then we reconnected. He's doing well with businesses and stuff like that. I'm doing well and stuff. And we linked up, and it's like now our mindset together. We're back, same mindset. It's like we never like nothing ever happened. Like, but now it's like, all right, let's go get this bread. We're more mature now. We want some, and it's different and it's dope because like, all those life lessons, whatever, like holding cells, this, that, and the third, court dates and shit. Okay, that's in
Yeah.
the rear view, and it's like, okay, now let's go. And so it feels good, like you said, the light bulb went off, but I think as we said, there's several light bulbs that need to go off. It's a track lighting or some shit. Like it's
not just one.
not a single light bulb. Like it's because that's the thing. I think we make a mistake, man. Like where it's like, oh, I'm always trying to learn, man, and I feel like I never got it, man. Like life is it's like playing against the best chess player in the world. Like you getting your ass kicked. You said earlier when we came on, you said we're not PhDs. I was like, I'm a PhD and getting my ass kicked by life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, so real quick,
Yeah.
I don't know if you got anything to say, but I wanted to jump into like comparing ourselves because I see that with a lot of people. Unless you wanted to say anything about.
Well, I mean, that's huge. I mean, we live in the age of social media. That's nothing but a big comparathon. Outside of the information and the ads and the stuff that's useful, a lot of the social part of it is a comparathon. I mean, like what it does to like if you look at younger kids now, like how they judge their self-esteem and their self-worth as it relates to social media, it's absolutely mind-blowing, bro. It's like, I'm like, wow. But yeah, we live in the age of comparison. Everybody pocket watching, everybody like rubbernecking, everybody worried about somebody else's business more than their own, and actually getting emotional about other people's business when they shit's not in order, they down. So I mean, it's just how it is right now, but yeah, so as that pertains to comparing ourselves, I mean, here is the environment to where it's not going to make it any easier for us to not do that to ourselves. It's so prevalent. It's so prevalent in society that it's it's something that we should be mindful on how we do any kind of comparison, but again, it goes back to what we were saying before. We're not taught any of this. This stuff should be in curriculum with children and teenagers, and young adults should all have classes on this on topics like these. But to me, I don't compare myself to nobody, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, there have been times growing at my point in my life right now, I don't do any the kind of comparisons I do are actually literal. Like, it's not like personal. It's like that person's time around doing a mile to my time doing a mile. Like, those are literal statistics that can't be changed. But as far as me personally, man, why? Why would I compare anything I'm doing to any? I don't know. But to your point, and to the point we've been getting to, it really took a lifetime to get there. A lifetime, a whole lot of scrubbing. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, there's something about getting older that is definitely very, for me anyway, it's helped. I mean, it's not because I know other people that do compare to, but it's like definitely helped me be a little bit more free and like I don't give a fuck no more, and like it's like because statistically I'm more than halfway done with my life, so like and so it's like I don't I'm focused on other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so, you know, again, we're young. You don't know these things or whatever. But it's like, it's now. Yeah, I try to do it, and I feel bad when I see other people doing it because it's such a waste of time. But it's hard not to do it, and I get it. It's not to knock anybody, but it's like you're focused on the wrong shit. As they say in, like, I think it's in 12 step. I've heard this saying, like, they say, clean up your side of the street. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, mow your own lawn, pull your own
yeah,
weeds. Why you talking about somebody
yeah.
else's?
Like, you got your grass like 6 feet high. Their grass is 4 feet high. Your grass 3 feet high. 3.5 feet high. You talking shit or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like, so
you know what it is, man. What I think, excuse me, for whoever's doing it, whether I'm doing it, whether you're doing it, or whoever does it, it's a lack of self love. You know what I'm saying? It's a self-esteem issue. It's like, if I'm looking at somebody else and myself and feeling a way that, and not wholly anchored in the fact that the reality that I'm a wholly different person than this person. So to make that comparisons that hit home like that on my own is self-depreciating.
right.
It's ridiculous. And the only time I've ever looked at any, like, if I look into the past, anytime I compare myself to anything, it was because of the lack I was feeling that I was even looking like that, or judging anything like that, or seeing that person or that thing like that. It wasn't about them. It was about a way I felt when I saw that, and that has nothing to do with nobody else. So I figured that out a long time ago, and was like, I compare, like, once I'm the shit to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, why would I sell myself short in comparing anything I do to anybody else? What I'd rather do is just respect somebody else's version of being the shit to themselves, and respect everybody's right to have that perspective. But to mix mine in with somebody else's, like, that's wild, and it's really hard to not do, and completely, loving self, and having a good self-image to get there, man.
Yo.
And it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
It is, like,
Yeah, no, it's definitely easier said than done. Yo, I wanted to kind of touch on something you just said, like, you like, I'm the shit to myself. Like,
I mean, not in an arrogant
no,
way.
but listen,
You know what I'm saying? I love myself. I like.
you always,
Now, I'm not saying you said. I'm
you
clarifying.
coming with
I'm
the disclaimer.
clarifying for the viewing
You be
audience,
coming with
man.
the chill with them disclaimers. You don't need them shits. Everybody,
I just don't like assholes, and so people can talk how they want to. I just, when I hear something that I came out of my mouth that might get misconstrued as being a dickhead, I gotta, like, throw the disclaimer on it. I just mean I love myself.
Listen, you don't have to say, watch. You got it fucked up because you think I was gonna go somewhere else with it.
Go ahead.
So listen,
go ahead, Brian. Go ahead.
Fucked up my whole shit, son. All right, so yeah. Yo, if anyone needs a disclaimer, it's me. Like, you're not gonna get misconstrued taking anything. Like, you're the nicest dude in the world. Like, fucking, and that's facts. So listen, my point was saying was that, yo, it's important to be your own fucking cheerleader, man, and to salute yourself. Like, because first of all, nobody's gonna do that shit for you, and or they're not obligated to anyway. Nobody is. So it's like, as you said that, it's like, yeah, man, like, like, it's all right to, like, fucking feel good about yourself, and like, and be like, and saying that. And I like, I've said this about, like, because people come on, like, go on IG and, like, talk shit on people's pages and stuff. And I did a post one time and I said, yo, on my page, I'm that dude. I'm that motherfucker. I'm the illest. I'm the funniest. I'm the best. I'm just the motherfucker. I'm that motherfucker.
I'm pretty sure I saw that.
On your page, you are that motherfucker, and you are the illest motherfucker on your shit, yo. Like, your page is to pop it, like, and that's what it is. But so I wanted to add on. I was like, yeah, like, I'm saying, I agree with you that like, we should, like, fucking, you know what I mean, like, pat ourselves on the back, and like, because that'll help us with comparing ourselves to others, yo. If we doing, again, do you, then we're not gonna really. We're not looking at anybody else, yo, and everybody's situation is different too.
If anything, like, when one stops making comparisons, then you're free to be inspired by things around you. You know, like you free to
Because you're
like
looking
look at somebody
at
else
it in
and
a different way.
yeah,
Yep.
you're not looking at it from a point of lack. You know, not looking at it from a point of lack of abundance. Like I get that. I look at somebody else, and you know, we got to be realistic. Like, what is realistic? And even to me, even shooting big is realistic because amazing things happen when you do that, right? So some people will call certain things unrealistic, right? But I look at somebody that or something in life or see something, read about a business, hear a person's story, see a car, drive in a neighborhood, and I'll get inspired. You know, I won't be like, oh man, you know, start making up reasons why they got that or reasons why, like, yeah, you know, one thing I don't know about where you're from, but the Bay Area, specifically Oakland, where I grew up at, that I know Oakland more than anywhere else. I can't speak to everywhere else, but it's a Bay Area thing. But for sure, in Oakland, like it's almost natural. You learn it in elementary school to be like, oh man, that's just, or like there's this thing like there's this saying that like everybody in Oakland did whatever you just did, like, or they uncle did or their cousin did. Like if you say like, oh yeah man, I went down there, went to the horse races, and I won a rack. Oh man, you know, I went down there 2 weeks ago and I got 5 racks, bro. It's like it's a thing, it's a cultural thing, in that I just grew up around in the Bay, bro. It's so crazy, bro. The comparisоnism starts mad early in the culture out here.
Like,
so do you know that the word player hater was invented in the Bay? That's a Bay word. That's a Bay word. There had to be a real description for something so prevalent in the culture that everybody would know when you said it. And when somebody said player hater, and everybody was like, "That's it," because we see it. I mean, it's kind of embedded in culture. So I say that to say that when we grow up and we end up being adults with that behavior, it's not funny and like it's passed off as funny and jokey as kids because nobody's telling you that's poisonous building blocks, right? And as adults, it's not really jokey no more. People really, you don't learn how emotions advance. When you're an adult, that kitty ass emotion is now your adult version of that emotion. And now it turns into envy and people killing each other and robbing each other and talking shit and all the things that come with it. That's all starts from the comparison thing. Like, why? What for? How come something outside of yourself and your own ability to set your own goals and paint your own path? How could anything outside of that deter that besides something you're not doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, but again, to a 50-year-old, all of a sudden this makes sense. But I was doing similar dumb shit. I mean, I never been a real big hater. I know a lot of them. Grew up around quite a few, but we all did the little dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, compare. I just went on a comparing rant.
Yo, that's crazy.
Comparisоnism rant.
That's crazy about your hood though, like that though. You know what I'm saying? That's unfortunate.
Bruh, ask anybody being honest around here. Ask anybody who's being honest, and
somebody did.
It's real. I'm not shitting on my area. I'm proud of where I come from, but I call it for what it is. No, somebody made up a term to describe something that happens a lot and called it player hater.
That's crazy.
So
that's crazy, man. But wow. I like the point that you made though earlier though about when you stop comparing yourself to some other people, you look at the same situation differently now. And somebody getting paper, you're looking at it like, hey, maybe I should have dinner with them and like fucking see how they pick their brain rather than fuck that nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's a great point, man. And it really helps because it's like you're now looking at similar situations.
Absolutely different. And that just goes to show, like, man, what's the perspective is subjective or whatever? Is that how you say that? Like what's going on inside of you can completely change how you feel about looking at the exact same thing, which hasn't changed. It's the same thing you was looking at.
Yeah.
It's just the goggles you're looking at it through. Yeah. if you cool on the inside, the only things you're looking at bad on the outside is things that everybody agrees to is bad, like murder and stealing shit and whatever.
Right.
We're talking about general common sense. We ain't talking about people who into that,
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I look at everything like everything is cool to me. Like everything, I figure if something's going bad. Like the other day, I mean, a few months ago, I went on a trip with my girlfriend. We drove the car, brought some cables because it was snow. This was when it was snowing. That shit was not cool to do, and putting the cables on in the snow and it's freezing. But and there's no big deal. I looked at it like it was an adventure as opposed to it being a drag.
Yeah.
I was like, this is an adventure. Yeah. Now I know how to put cables on. I don't need to pay the guy to put on the chains. I mean, that might be a weird example, but I'm just saying, talking about looking at something that's shitty by all intent, by all intents. And to me, when I turn it into, and I'm not saying I don't get irritated. I have pet peeve things I get irritated by, but in general, I try to look at everything like it's cool. Because if it's happening, it's happening. Now, what do I do? And I guess the life lesson is I'm saying it like I'm exactly there. I'm more like that than I ever been, and it's a continuous journey because I still get irritated by irritating shit. But yeah, like I could say for me, I just decided to look at things a certain way. I decided to try hard with intent, in earnest, to put being grateful for life above anything that's happening, because I'd rather be going through this bullshit than not be here. And that's how I just try to frame it in my mind. And I'm not, not perfect by any means. I ain't trying to sound like no guru, but this has been working for me, and to our point, it was all perspective for me, like looking at the exact same thing and not making it a comparison thing, but looking at it like something the world has gifted me to see. Right. Take it how I want to.
So for everybody,
I hope that made sense. I'm over
you
here
good, man. You good, man. You good.
I hit the peak pro before I got on the air, man.
You a little you good. Yeah. Owen, hey, you good. So everybody joining. This is episode 14 of Talking Crazy with Man A+. My name is Tamal, and we are discussing shoulds, dealing with shoulds. And those heavy things we carry that we either place on ourselves or carry some from before, and should be doing this, should be at this point, should be here. So it looks like we're going to be wrapping it up. So it looks like we're kind of getting into some tools, right? So we keep going back to positive, like fucking, you know what I'm saying? But not as affirmations or just what we say to ourselves in our head, because that's, again, we got that in our head and it ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and then kind of talked earlier, like cutting ourselves some slack as far as like we might have to take a step out.
Give yourself some grace, like celebrate the small wins on the way to the finish line, the milestone.
Right. And then, because we don't do that enough, man. You know what I'm saying? We do not do that. I think that's a big one. You know what I'm saying? We don't do that enough.
Because like things look so daunting. Like there's always something messed up going on. That one little small good thing, it's hella easy to just be like, oh, that man, that's cool, but like, look at all this,
right.
And it's easier to do that than to be like, listen, life is a bunch of all this forever. These are the moments. These are the special. It took a while to get there, right? It takes a while. Takes a while.
Listen, man, and. But really, let's go back to your point, man, as far as like, this is critical, and I'm glad you brought this up, right? So they teach all kinds of shit in schools. I mean, I remember back in the day, they used to teach like shop class and metal and some practical shit, right? At least for like that. They definitely should be teaching shit like this, or not what we're saying, but just discussing these topics and things and mental health and anxiety and shit in healthy ways, because nobody is discussing this shit. You're floundering around and flailing about as a kid, right? Getting all sorts of fucked up info, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're an adult and you got to go figure it out with a bunch of other people that got all the same fucked up info.
Bro, check it out. There's a whole host of things. I had to talk with my sister about this. There's a whole host of things that they should be teaching in school. That, I mean, you know, we talk about the powers that be and setting people up to be sheep, and the country needs a workforce and bad education and all that. There's a host of things that it's mind-boggling to me why we don't have these things in school. Mental health is one of them, but just on a more practical level, like basic, like the opening up a bank account, taxes, accounting, no one's known about the stock market, things like this that a person is immediately going to face as soon as they leave the house. And with all the lack of mental health awareness mixed in with not knowing none of that and getting thrown into this world where all of those things need to be known, you wonder why we have what we have, and so many people struggle. You know what I'm saying? And you wonder, right? Because who runs the schools and all of that? I ain't getting into all of that, but like all of these things. Mental health is the most important, of course, but all of these things, I don't know why we're not taught these things in school. I think this age of information is going to do a lot better because there was no access to this information in prior generations, and even in our lifetime, this happened in our adulthood. So at least people can get some different information, and hopefully, if they choose to reach out or they're motivated or somehow something's a catalyst in their life to where they want to research something, but the fact that the people governing this whole thing don't have these topics in schools is telling, at the very least.
Yeah, I mean, nobody really is applying. I mean, this is all shit we find out again. What are we, late 40s, early 50s, trying to figure this out? Like, so
credit.
You know, it's
credit.
like,
How can we not talk credit in high school, bro? They teach algebra and trig.
That's crazy.
In pre-calculus, they don't teach credit. I mean, I don't mean to get off of mental health, but I'm just saying this.
Yeah. All right. So we got 11 minutes, and what I do want to do is recap. I mean, not recap, but kind of check in with you for a minute. But so we did run through these tools real. We should also stop comparing and these others' expectations. And one thing I wanted to say real quick before we move in, because I want to check in before we get out of here, is we kind of alluded to it, but things work out the way there's whether you believe in whatever you believe in, things still have a way of working out the way they're supposed to work out. Like, and I think sometimes, I mean, for me, I've tried to control and manipulate everything, so like control, but it's like when I let go and like kind of just rock, like kind of just on some judo shit, just use momentum and just I'm in a better space, yo. You know what I'm saying? Then when I force the fucking issue, it's like, yo, just chill, man. You know what I'm saying?
100%, bro. Like, as soon as it's kind of like it's symbolic of letting go of the wheel, but not in a way of danger. Like just trying not to control the shit and yeah, I did the same thing, man. I just let go of a bunch of things, like just a lot. I let go of everything that wasn't for me, like that wasn't good for me, because I can't be good for the world if I'm taking in things that ain't good for me. So anything that I deem not good for me, let go of that stuff and stop. That's where a lot of disappointments come from, and that's rooted back in comparison. You know what I'm saying? Like we were talking earlier. But to your point, just letting go of that kind of control. It doesn't mean don't control your life. And for anybody who wants to take it, it's weird. There's a bunch of weirdos, But literally letting go of trying to control the things you can't control. That's what, and that goes back to the steps too. Just like, listen, I'm not here to control anything that I'm not supposed to or can't control. Right. And the one main thing that the only thing I have any control over is how I react to whatever is put in front of me.
There it is. Circle.
And this goes back to the mental health in schools. Like, we're not taught that, like, nah, that's on you. Like, anger is not the solve. Right. You know what I'm saying? The feeling of the emotion is an indication that you need to change something. But to live in the emotion because it happened to you, right or wrong, That's not the solve.
Right.
And we're not taught any of that. As a matter of fact, like anger is like, I guess we're not taught the difference between feeling the anger, understanding it, and letting it go through you as you make your next move, as opposed to living in it as with a self-righteous stance, like dignified to be angry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know anybody who that's went well for, including myself, including you. Like that, we learn these lessons. I mean, it never goes well. It's a trip, because when we survive and we turn it into like, oh, that's just life. That just happens in life sometimes, you know. So I get angry about something, I stay angry about it, I survive it. That's how life is. Ain't nobody taught no different than like, no, I don't have to stay in that. I feel the feeling. It's an indication that there's something I need to change about what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Whether it's placing myself in a situation, whether it's how I'm dealing with this situation, or whether it's me not removing myself from this situation, you know. But we're not taught none of that. That's basic mental health shit, right? Motherfuckers be paying smacks to go to the shrink to learn that at an old ass age. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Make it make sense. I mean, for me, 9 times out of 10, anger is the byproduct of me being hurt about something. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
I'm typically hurt about something. I'm not angry.
Facts.
I mean, I'm about anything of real importance. It's rare that I really get angry about anything that I need to be angry about.
Yeah.
You know, so
Facts.
Yo, we got 7 minutes, and I want to make sure I hear a little bit of before we go. And they cut me off on the dot, so I want to say goodbyes. So I want to hear a little bit about Europe. You went to Europe with the crew,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, man. Went to Europe with the hieroglyphics, with all of us, all the
First
members.
time.
It was our first time. We all have been there independently.
Right.
Like Souls, Dell, Cash, Pep, everybody had been there. But all together, it was dope. It was cracking. It was an adventure. It was definitely a bucket list thing. We're going back. Souls are going back to Europe again at the end of August. You know, they love us out there, man.
And
Yeah.
and
Shout out to all my people in Europe. Yeah, we rocking with them out there.
so
Yeah. So the high road thing was dope. We busted around, had the double decker tour bus. You know, we was doing our thing. It was blessed, man. And yeah, it was dope.
Is High Road Day going on this year?
High Road Day is not going on this year.
Okay.
So we pushed it to next year. It was a myriad of different reasons, but the best thing that happened is that we pushed it. It's better to do it the right way and not do it today.
Yeah.
And do it the right way. It's one of those things.
Souls
of Mischief album is almost done, man. It's when I listen to it, I'm like, Tamal gonna like this song. He not gonna like this song. He's gonna like this one, and he ain't gonna like this one. But it's just straight up Souls of Mischief. We doing us. Like, we're not doing what anybody else is doing. We're not trying to keep up with no times. We're not trying to be like back in the 90s. We doing Souls of Mischief today, how we do it. We not sounding like nobody else, as normal. And it's all 4 of the brothers getting down. We got beats from all over the place. That's coming. And the reason I brought that up, you didn't ask, but that's what I'm excited about in my business right now. In my world, I'm really excited about that album. Yeah, man.
Thank you for letting us know about that.
The semiconductor sector is taking a beating right now, but anybody out there in the market, man, that's no reason to sell. It's a reason to get you some more at a discount and hold on to them things, because it's gonna shoot up. Watch me.
So
that's my stock talk.
That's your stock talk. No, Hyro in Europe in August, and hopefully, so now that I know your schedule, hopefully we can try. Usually we try to do this. I think I said I don't know. We're doing this the first or third Monday of each month, but let's try to get one in for August if we can before you leave.
Yeah, definitely get one in for August. I love this show. I love doing it. I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chats today. It's hard for me to see them. They kind of go by fast. I saw some people I know, and I saw some positive things. Thank y'all for tuning in. Much love to y'all, for real. The show that we do, man, it's not a popularity contest. We do this from the love of our hearts. Sharing our experiences. This is my good brother. I consider him family, and we're glad and thankful for anybody who checks in. So thank you.
Yeah. We try to do it once a month. I mean, A plus is A plus, so he's kind of going around the world and stuff.
Let's get it. We doing it
But
next
we
month. It's not gonna be like last
but we do
year. Yeah.
but we do them once a month, and that's always the plan, and we usually make them happen unless he's out of town. So all of the prior episodes are on the Carrying the Culture YouTube channel. So just subscribe to the Carrying the Culture YouTube channel and our page and platform. It's all in our profile link everywhere. And Carrying the Culture, it's everywhere. And all 13 other episodes are there. We're going to get out of here before they cut us off. Thank you, everybody, for rocking with us. We appreciate all the dope love and all the comments and everything like that. And then we'll be back next month with another topic. So, and we'll get a clip. This will be up on YouTube in about a week or so. So everybody be good. Appreciate
Much love, y'all.
I'll talk to you soon, all right?
Much love, my brother. Peace.
Be good. Peace.